How exactly do you use this? How you can even supercharge this little fun device? How many uses are you going to get out of this? In this case, it's unlimited. These things don't go bad. Well, at the end of the study, researchers found that visible wrinkles had improved more in the group that used the device. Circulation plumps, plumping fills, you look younger. Okay, so this is something my patients turned me onto. Then I actually tried it. Then I researched it. It works. It's simple and it's fast. Checks all the boxes, right? Oh, one more. I knew you were going to say that. It's inexpensive. Oh, you needed more? One more. There's some science behind it. I'm going to do a demo for you today so you know exactly what you should do. But more importantly, I see it work in my patients. I'll provide an exact link to a couple products that I can recommend in the more information section below this video to get you started. I tried to avoid giving you links in the video of something to buy on my microneedling video for the derma roller a few months ago, but people were pretty upset. They're like, we want to know exactly what to use. Give me some links to buy something. You'll also enjoy 40% off. So I'll put some in the more info below to hopefully help you out. Let me know in the comments if that does help you. So as many of you know, in a clinic like mine, I'm placing needles and cannulas in faces all day long. Mainly now, I'm doing everything from the hairline back here. So bruising is rare, but it can occur. Sometimes you get bruising because, of course, your patients might be on aspirin or NSAIDs, maybe a little bit of wine even, or maybe they overdo it after the treatment and go exercising. So, of course, we would use ice from time to time. But then one day in 2007, somewhere around that time frame, my patient brought in a device and said, hey, is this little thing okay to use after the procedure? It looked like this. I said, sure, go ahead and try it. Then in 2009, a product requiring face massage after I injected it became real popular in the USA. It's called Sculptra. I was using it in 2007, but really it started booming in 2009. This is when it gets really interesting. Patient after patient, on their own accord, started using these little cold rollers. There was one big problem, however. Keep this roller in mind. Look at it. Do you see the problem? Well, I solved it, and I'm going to show you in a moment. Now, they were using it to massage their sculptor and avoid bruising, but interestingly, many continued using it even after their injections took hold. They used it a couple times a week just because, they said, but it wasn't really just because. You see, they were seeing results from using it. They were looking younger, the results of the treatments looked better, and they were delaying coming in to see me because they were using this device. A win for everyone. The top results my patients were getting were reduction of under eye bags and tightening of the under eye skin. More glow there. A big one was redness. So many people just get more reds and they have a red tint to their skin, especially if they're out in the warm weather, they take some wine and they have that red look to their cheeks, rosacea-like. They don't like that. This was clearing up all without medicines. The malar fat pad, yes. Some of you call it malar mounds. It was also helping with the jowls. Those were the top things people were seeing. Now, I know you're going to say for many clinics like mine, med spas and derm clinics, plastic surgeon offices, they want people coming in every month or so. But remember, most of us want patients coming in less and looking better because their patients are our billboards. And you know what they're going to do? They're going to refer all their friends. There's no shortage of people who want aesthetic services. There's just a shortage of people who see someone they trust to do the best thing for their face. So what are these face rollers? Well, they're devices that people use and my patients use to massage their face. It's like a little tool. They have a smooth, and in this case, the ones I'm talking about, a cool surface on them, and they're available in a variety of materials. You often see crystals, yes. A lot of people like crystals. Jade stone, rose quartz, and amethyst. Many are stainless steel. I made mine of stainless steel for one of several reasons. One is it's easy to clean. Two, it does feel cool, even if it's not kept in the fridge or freezer, and you can put it in the fridge, or most people use the freezer because they want very cold for the most effectiveness. And no, it won't dissolve fat or remove fat. I also made it with a protective silicone cover. Why? Of course, it keeps it clean in storage, but most importantly, it keeps it ultra smooth. This not only protects your investment, but your face. Sometimes these are known also as ice rollers. Sometimes you see plastic, but you know what? I don't like plastic. I'd rather you not use plastic, period, but definitely you can avoid using it on your face because there's so many better options here. Here you can see the head. Sorry, I busted my thumb there. But you can see the head on my roller, and this is after taking it out of the freezer. The interesting thing is, even if it isn't in a freezer, you just pick it up, this is built so it always has a slightly cool temperature to it. But you can see because it's designed, so on one side is the handle, and the fact that on this side there is no handle over here, it's not restricted. You can really use it to sculpt underneath the jawline, along the cheeks, and places that you couldn't get if there were two sides with plastic on it. You can see here, for example, under the eyes, the open end, you can get right up to that lower lid margin. More on this in the demo in a moment. Now there are two mechanisms of actions to these. Number one is the massage, and number two is the cool, the temperature. And I know many of you will say, well, the cool, don't you lose face fat from that? Cool sculpting? Well, that used to be a proprietary temperature. We know what it is now, but that's prolonged deep cooling with a suction device that sucks the fat in, and it's really cold to the point that you get a popsicle stick on your body and you massage it through. That's cryolipolysis. These don't cause cryolipolysis or apoptosis of your fat cells, so don't worry about that. Then why the cool? Well, let's look at this study on blood flow so you see one of these two mechanisms at work. But first, what does blood flow even have to do with anything? Well, what do we do when we do a fat transfer or we want things to live better in the face? We want blood flow to allow that fat to survive. What does fat have to do with it? Fat plumps your face. It's your youth. Plumpness is youth. When your fat pads are in the right area, when they're not sagging, when they're firm, that's youth. And you know, fat pads have stem cells, of course, in them. Stem cells are important to keep you what? Youthful. So why everyone's doing placental stem cell skincare or even microneedling. But you have your own stem cells. Might as well amp them up. Now, according to a small 2018 study, using a roller to massage the face will increase your blood flow and circulation to the face. The study looked at how short and long-term massage treatments affected the circulation. After one 5-minute massage with a face roller, researchers noted increased blood flow to the immediate area that was treated. After 5 weeks, and this is really key, after 5 weeks of regular facial massage, they recorded increased vasodilation, that's opening of the blood vessels, in response to heat. This shows that regular massage improves circulation overall. Circulation plumps, plumping fills, you look younger. So what are the benefits of using these rollers? Well, rollers also help a person's overall well-being. They boost mood. You see, they're meditative, but there's more. There's a huge positive feedback mechanism here. There's a positive feedback from temporarily tightening the skin. Seeing tissue tighten, especially after that reperfusion plumps and removes the wrinkles and people walk around with a little more confidence, a little more fervor, a little spring in their step. We know this with Botox treatments in the glabella and depression studies. Well, you know what the confidence builds? Yep, more confidence, more hormone balance, and more beauty. More on this in a minute. These cold rollers also reduce puffiness. The initial decrease in blood flow tightens under eyes, and that boggy under chin area where I call the submentum, that's where people hate that sag. Especially you'll notice a little more sag in the morning when you're first waking up, just like the under eye, and that coolness tightens that. So you feel better upon waking up, and much of that lasts for the day too. Now you have to keep in mind, puffiness in the face often occurs due to fluid collecting in these certain areas. So by massaging these, not only does the cold help, but it disperses the fluid and helps lymphatic drainage. Let's look at this 2008 study, and it found that a 45-minute facial massage activated the sympathetic nervous system and improved mood scores in 32 women. This has to do with the sympathetic nervous system's response, and it's responsible for alertness. The researchers showed that facial massage helps someone feel refreshed. Certainly cold dunking the body does this, so why not the face? Now, I did say skin tightening. You want a little science here? But first, I said I'll tell you why the cool. You see, you get a compensatory rewarming and vasodilation after cooling. So you cool an area, and then after it warms up, you get a lot of blood flow. That's why often we don't use ice sometimes with injections, because we're worried about that rewarming vasodilation effect. But that happens with your roller. We don't want that within 24 hours of injections, but thereafter, we want it because it's youth. Now, here's a really important study for you science buffs. A 2017 lab study found that, listen to this, massaging the skin tissue for 1 minute twice a day increased the levels of proteins in that tissue after 10 days. That was compared to skin that did not receive this treatment. The same researchers also tested a massage device on 20 women for 8 weeks. What they did was add one group, they applied an anti-aging cream and used that device daily, while the other group only used the cream. Well, at the end of the study, researchers found that visible wrinkles had improved more in the group that used the massage device. This was a nice study that showed then the effect of adding a device to your skincare routine. Exactly what I'm telling you to do today. Now, you want to supercharge it? Well, you can supercharge this by using your roller to apply products to your face. That reduces the need of a couple things. One is to touch the face with the fingers. The fingers are often dirty. And of course, you're going to use serums on your face anyway. And I think serums work well for this because serums absorb the best, they're lighter, and they work well with these face rollers and massagers. So how exactly do you use this? Well, you use a face roller after cleansing. Everything's on cleansed skin, especially if you're going to use a serum with it, you want cleansed skin. You apply a skincare product such as an oil or a light serum to the face. That's going to add some lubrication and it'll prevent irritation while using the roller. I like sunflower or even almond oil. Now, of course, if you're using a cold roller, you don't need anything if you're using it for the cold benefit. But you could use it cold, allow it as it warms up, and then use it with your serums. That's a great way to use the cold and the warm together. A quick poll of my patients show the hyaluronic acid serum is their top. In fact, when you purchase the bundle today, including the hyaluronic acid serum with the CRYOGLO roller, you get 40% off of both items. As usual, I'll put the link in the more info section below, and I'll pin it to the top of the comment section below this video so you can easily find it. We have limited numbers for these, but we'll keep it going as long as we can. Now, you want to use the roller in upward movements always. You want to use it from the neck up. Now, you want to use a gentle but firm pressure. That's somewhat subjective, but there are people that are too aggressive with these. Just avoid that. Gentle but firm is the best way to describe it. Avoid rolling up and down. I see that all the time. And we don't want those down strokes. Remember, it's up. Continue the upward strokes over the jawline, the cheekbones, the forehead, and the eyebrows, even the bridge of the nose. Before we go on, you remember, like and subscribe to my channel. Only 30% of you are subscribed who are getting great benefits. You see, the nose loses fat as we age, so helping to keep it plump, increasing circulation, helps keep the little fat that we have there. Continue massaging for how long? About a minute is all it takes. 5 minutes is max, and you want to do that 1 to 3 times a week. After you use it, you can clean the face roller just like your micro needling, your derma roller. I like 70% alcohol. You can spray it on or use a gauze and clean it. How many uses are you going to get out of this? You know, your roller, your derma roller with the needles, you're going to get what, like 3, some people will say 3 to 9 uses depending what the needles are made of. In this case, it's unlimited. These things don't go bad. It's a roller. So the cost per use on this is probably the single best thing you can do in your skincare routine. Nothing will beat it. Now you're going to want to watch this video all about simple, cost-effective derma roller at home, and one down here all about red light, near infrared, to boost your mitochondria of your fibroblasts that produce your collagen and elastin. Keep your skin and body beautiful, healthy, and vibrant.